imagine you go out, stand on the street for 8 hours and give dawah. Yeah. And you come back and you fight and you swear and you do everything with your next door neighbor because he's parked in your spot. And they're non-Muslim. I saw a lot of old posts that I used to do. Oh my God, I've just spoken to someone on the train, and you know, the conversation went very well, and they left with a smile.
So how did you keep yourself going, motivated to do that?
Bro, it got to a stage where like I just couldn't do nothing at all.
You were depressed.
I couldn't.
As well, right?
I was depressed. Like I wanted to commit suicide. It's very important, man. If anyone's overweight, wallahi, if anyone's overweight and they're listening to this, you know what? Take care of yourself. Honestly, take care of yourself. And you know what? Start. Forget about all these amazing diets and, you know, go on a diet plan. Listen, I've lost 51 kg. I'm getting people messaging me, I'll give you a diet plan. Give you 50% off. Why? I don't need it. It's about... And again, I didn't take a picture or like say, oh my God, Allahu Akbar, put the finger up like this, like proper pose.
Yeah, you know what I mean? For those, bro. You used to do those.
Yeah, I used to. I'll be honest with you, but like
that's not gonna be a thumbnail, you know that?
No.
Yeah, it's gonna be the thumbnail.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to another episode of ReRooted Raw. I have a very special guest on today, and for me he is actually very special. We have Uthman, brother Uthman. Assalamu alaikum, bro. How's it going?
Alhamdulillah, bro.
How's things?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. Yourself?
Very good, bro. SubhanAllah. See, we caught up after a very long time last week.
Yeah, SubhanAllah. Very long
I think it was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, last week? Yeah, it was last week actually, yeah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. We started talking, and you know, one thing led to another, and we started, obviously because we have history going back almost a decade now, I think.
Yeah,
almost a decade.
Almost a decade, yeah. SubhanAllah.
And some of the things you shared with me that day, bro, I was like, this is what the brothers and sisters involved in the Dawah need to hear. Yeah, and we're gonna get into that. There's some very heavy stuff here. And the funny thing is, I didn't know this until I spoke to you, but all of this happened, all of these realizations and the stuff you've been involved in happened once you left the Dawah scene, right? And that was what was funny.
Quote, Dawah scene.
The Dawah scene, what we call the Dawah scene, yeah, which is probably not the best term to use, but
yeah,
people, you know, associate with that. So look, bro, before we get into the sort of nitty gritty details, yeah, I want to go back and I want you to give us a bit of a background as to how you got involved in Dawah, because I tell you why it's important, bro. For me, like, remember there was the first batch. You had Hamza, Adnan,
yeah,
and these videos of them coming out,
yeah,
left, right, and center about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, and that inspired a lot of younger brothers, right?
Yeah,
Musa, yourself, myself, Ali, etc. And the next person I saw personally when I started getting involved in Dawah, when I was online and doing searches on videos, and then, it's just after I started practicing, was your video. And it was a specific video, and I haven't told you this till today. So it was one of your videos that Mello filmed.
yeah.
It was a clip, it was a trailer,
yeah,
where you're wearing a white thobe,
white hat,
and there's this nasheed in the background,
yeah,
and you're giving a reminder to some, in a mosque somewhere. And that was so motivational, and that's what really, I think that was one of the things that really triggered me even more. That look, it's not only Hamza and Adnan, there's other brothers involved in the Dawah, so I need to get involved more. So how did you get involved in Dawah, bro, at that time?
SubhanAllah, man. It's actually really funny, man. SubhanAllah. Going back, 2012, when the Olympic Dawah happened, it was iERA, they started their Is Life Just a Game campaign, the yellow shirts with the black
global,
writing. And where the Olympic, where they were giving Dawah was in Stratford, near the Olympic Park and near Westfield, so on and so forth. And one of the brothers that I know, he was going there every day. So I was like checking Facebook, and I'll be like, oh man, this looks good, man. This it's fun. These are going to be getting a lot of reward. I want to get involved. And so first day I just had a look at it, looking. Okay, there's pictures being taken, etc.
How did you even come across that stuff? Were you practicing?
I was practicing. Yeah. So it's early years of practicing. So I was roughly started practicing about 2010, and then 2010, 2011 I done itikaf, and then 2012, when I came back from Umrah, I was just there, and like I said, I was just on the, I think it was 20 days that they were there every single day. And so I messaged the brother and I said to him, I said, look, so the second day came, so I said to him, look, I want to come down, you know, but I don't have no Dawah experience whatsoever.
That was Rudolph, right?
Yeah, Rudolph. Yeah, Ibrahim Rudolph. So I messaged him, and mashallah, you know him,
Yeah,
he's
mashallah.
very active on social media. And even when it comes to street Dawah, you know, he would always be there. So I thought to myself, so I messaged him, he goes, bro, look, you don't need no experience, just come. It's around the corner from my house. I was like 10-minute bus journey from there. And but then I don't know, something came in me. I said, oh, I'm not gonna go, man, just leave it. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do or anything, so let's just leave it at that. So I wake up the next morning. So these lot used to get there about 11-12 o'clock.
It was daily, wasn't it? They were
Yeah,
back
every
then.
single day. I think
it's fun,
they were there for like 20-25 days. So then the following day, the same thing happened. So I messaged him. I said, bro, look, man, I really want to come, but I'm a bit shy because, like, not shy as in to talk to
Bro,
people.
you weren't the shy type, man.
Yeah,
When I met you, you were, mashallah, probably one of the more confident guys in.
Yeah, but it was more shy of like, you know what? I
Something
don't know
new.
what to say.
Yeah.
Like I can speak to like anyone walking down the street. I can speak to them now. Well, you allow me, I'll speak to a lamppost for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it was, I don't know what to say to them. You know, I've never given Dawah or anything like that. So he said to me, come, but guess what I did? I didn't go again. So the fourth day, again, same scenario. He was there, and I said, he goes, bro, stop messaging me, just come. Like, I don't want to stay on WhatsApp, Facebook, and you're just messaging me, just come. And then I thought, okay, you know what, that's it. And I don't know if you remember, I had my famous tracksuits. So got ready, and I just jumped on the bus and I just went down there. And when I got there, and he gave me some leaflets, it's Life Just a Game ones, and at the back he had different iERAs on it. And I'm there, I'm just giving them out, you know, just quietly listening to, there was like a few other brothers there, like Ni'matullah, and there's quite a lot of different brothers there that were involved in the Dawah scene. So I'll stand there and listen, you know, what they're talking about, how's he approaching this, how's he approaching that. And then I got the kind of gist of it. Okay, I now understand what he's talking about. First, he's coming to common grounds to have a conversation. You need common sense, because you know some people they just chuck silly comments at you.
Yeah.
So I understood all of that, and obviously I spoke to the brothers there as well to say, look, so you know, this is how you do it, like the whole goal rap thing. So the first day was just like giving out leaflets, listening to everyone.
But did you understand the importance of what you were doing at the time, or like when they said come give Dawah? What did that mean to you?
You know, to be honest, if I'll be very, very honest with you, I just thought, you know what, it's just one of them things that I want to get involved in. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It was like, I just want to go. It's like such a hype there right now. And unfortunately, people go where the hype is.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I went, and then the following day, obviously I came back, I felt good, man. I thought, you know what, giving out leaflets, you know, it was very good, man. Maybe imagine someone that goes home and reads it. So then the following day when I was on the bus, I said, I purified my intentions. And I said, you know what, Allah, that I'm going. Maybe the day before I didn't do that. I just went. So then I said, look, you know, Ya Allah, look, I'm going for your sake. And if anyone becomes a Muslim, give me some reward for it. Does that make sense? Like I said, it was just early hours of
reward,
I just want some reward.
Yeah.
Obviously, look, you know, we're all sinners at the end of the day. So we want to do something where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with us. So then I went the following day, got into some conversations, but I'll take the conversation where it needs to go, but then there'll be certain things that I can't answer.
So you were doing this just on the work experience type of thing.
Yeah.
You didn't go to the Dawah training course or
Yeah,
anything. You just went
nothing.
straight into the deep end.
Yeah, just went straight to the deep end. And like I would listen, to what they said before, the day before, and then the following day I would just repeat. It's like a parrot, not word for word, but kind of like word for word. And like I had a lot of conversations, and I'll get stuck, and I'll be like, I'll look around, I was like, is anyone there to help me? And then I'll obviously maybe go to Netmatullah or Rudolph and say, look, like, come over, I'm having a good conversation. Then obviously I've done my part in terms of whatever I knew, and then obviously they will carry on. They carried on with the conversation and so on and so forth. So the following day came again, and there was obviously a few people that I started the conversation with that end up taking Shahada with the brothers. And
So
with
how many days did you? Was this
I went every single day.
regularly? You going
Yeah, I went every single day.
Is that where you met Mello?
No, I actually met Mello. It's actually a funny one. When I started, we'll get into that.
Okay.
Remember that. We'll get into that
We'll
because
bring Mello back later.
yeah, we'll bring Mello
Inshallah.
back later, but because this is still very early stage.
Okay.
So yeah, so I just carried on, and I remember like there was this guy who was an atheist, and I was speaking to him, and obviously I got stuck, and I didn't want to say something to him which is not true.
How old were you then?
So what, 20, 21, 22?
SubhanAllah.
Yeah, going back 10
Very
years.
considerate. Being a 21-year-old, just waiting, saying, I don't want to say anything to him that's not true.
Yeah, I mean, like,
you know, in that situation, it's very hard for people. Like, even you feel it, like you just want to say something just so you don't
Yeah.
come across like you don't know, what you're talking about. Sometimes that happens with a lot of people.
you know, when I was in school, bro, I was like, subhanAllah, I mean, like, I was like Ramadan Muslims.
Yeah.
So when Ramadan would come, my thobe would come on, my topi would come on,
SubhanAllah.
and I'm just like full on, like proper dawah to the Muslims, and say, look, you need to pray, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I always had it in me that I know I'm an outspoken person. But like I said, I didn't want to say anything wrong, so I call Netmatullah over, and he spoke to the guy and etc., so on and so forth. And the guy ended up taking his Shahada.
SubhanAllah.
And I was just shocked. I hugged the guy, and I was like emotional, but I didn't want to show it because I'm 21, like,
Was that the first Shahada? Like
that's the first Shahada. But when I look back at it, even after 6 months, I thought to myself, okay, the guy took his Shahada, but what did we do for him afterwards? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, he might have just said his Shahada, maybe come under peer pressure, and he's walked off. So, like, obviously, the term trophy Shahadas,
Yeah.
take a picture, put your finger up, post it on social media, and job done.
So you were actually thinking of this stuff back then.
Yeah.
Because remember, we weren't, at the time, the whole, like, as far as I remember, when I got involved after you, but it was, the only thing we were focusing on was dawah.
Yeah.
And the way we understood dawah was share the truth of Islam with these people,
Yeah.
and then, obviously hope, with the hope that they become Muslim.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Right? But the fact you were thinking about these things then it's mashallah good.
But then it wasn't like so concrete where I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what, imagine what you're doing. I was like, okay, no, but I've done my job in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It was like a tick box exercise. So
Yeah.
I've done it, like, alhamdulillah, he's become Muslim. But then obviously after the years, after like,
So after that, how long after that did you get involved in the social media stuff?
okay, so I'll tell you. So what happened then is, there was a Olympic Dawah Day where there was like du'at from up and down the country.
Yeah.
Funny enough, like brothers from everywhere they came. There was like 500 people. So they chose different spots, and I wanted to go back to my area because I just thought, you know what, it's easy, go to my area, and when
Get done, go home.
just
That's
go
it.
home. I don't want to go central London
Yeah.
because that's just going to be a mission for me. So I can jump on the bus, 10 minutes, I'm home. So I went back to Stratford, and it was good. It was good, and obviously at that time I met Sabur and other brothers, and then from there just started to get involved, started volunteering, like you can say, for iERA. And then there was this like a gap in the market, like we saw, like obviously, like I said, the brothers that were around at that time, everyone's making videos, they've got their Facebook page, their Instagram, their Twitter, MySpace, whatever you want to call it, bro.
Yeah.
All the social medias,
Yeah.
everyone had it. And I was like, okay, you know what, I want to do this as well. I want to progress. I don't want to just be, that guy just gives out leaflets.
So when you said I want to progress, what did that mean to you?
Like, I want to be at the forefront. Does that make sense? I want to be at the front line. I don't want to be a backup dancer sitting at the back. Does that make sense? The easiest way I can put it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a person right at the back. I want to be at the forefront. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to make this Facebook page. I'm gonna make this Instagram. Well, I already had it anyway, but I made, you know, obviously your profile to your Facebook and to a page is different.
Because back then, most of the brothers involved in Dawah weren't really on social media much.
Yeah, there was only
Hamza and Adnan were
maybe
obviously-
4 or 5 out of the younger people.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the younger people, like my age lot. There was only about 4 or 5 of us at the time.
But everyone followed the same sort of set protocol, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Have a Facebook page,
Yeah.
have a YouTube channel, and I think those were the 2 main things. Instagram
Yeah.
wasn't around back then.
No, Instagram was. Yeah,
it?
there was Instagram. I had that
You had it, yeah?
good following on Instagram.
Okay, so you decided to set up social media.
Yeah.
You don't want to be, like you said, a background dancer. You wanted to be in the forefront.
Yeah.
Were you confident of your abilities?
Very. I was very confident. I was like, I can do this, man. Then obviously
And
started
when you say do this, we mean specifically like making videos,
making
lectures,
videos,
talks.
not more sort of lectures or talks, just like short reminders and dawah. You know, help people, teach them how to give dawah, etc., so on and so forth. Like I remember then, in the meantime when that was happening, we started Mission Dawah.
Yeah.
So traveling, I used to travel with the brothers from iERA up and down the country. So we will go on a Friday.
Dawah missions.
Dawah missions.
Good old Dawah missions, bro.
Good old Dawah missions.
You know what, I want to get into that because Saqib hasn't heard the story.
What happened in
You know about
Bradford?
Dawah missions, right?
I heard something happened in
No,
Bradford.
but you know about iERA Dawah missions? back
Yeah,
in
I
the
heard
day?
about it. We have something similar to that.
Yeah,
No.
it's like more sort of outreach trips now, we call them.
Yeah,
A bit more,
official.
refined name in it, a bit more
less random
eligible, yeah.
to what it was before.
But the Dawah missions, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but back in the day, they were like good 3-day Dawah missions, isn't it?
3 days, yeah.
Yeah.
So we go on a Friday, get there for like Maghrib or so, and then have a small reminder Friday evening, wake up in the morning, like 9 to 12 or 9 to 1, up until Dhuhr, have Dawah training. Then after Dhuhr, we'll go to the street, give street Dawah, and then in the evening have another like reminder, lecture, so on and so forth. And on Sunday we used to do the same thing, go for street Dawah and then just head home.
Yeah, those were like.
Sorry, Sunday morning was for the reverts. What do you do when someone becomes Muslim?
Yeah.
And then go out, give street Dawah, and then go home.
Yeah, I remember they were like, and they were far as well. Like we would go
We went to Scotland.
SubhanAllah, and there'd be like 5-6 brothers packed in one car, just all the way down, bro. Because the first mission, my first iERA Dawah mission was Bradford.
Oh my!
That wasn't your first. That was probably what was your.
No, my first one was Halifax.
So you had done a few before Bradford.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was my new first time.
You know what? I think
experience,
it's
man.
better doing it up north though, because southerners are a bit.
You know, up
It's
north.
harder. North is easier. I think.
You know, up north generally the people are so nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, they're so nice
Yeah.
up north.
It's still the same. Like even
Yeah,
now.
no.
we
Even
do
when I
missions
travel,
and
like
trips.
whenever.
Whenever going up north and speaking to northerners, even Midlands lot, even Birmingham. But when it comes to London, oh man.
Birmingham's
Yeah, but the
still a
issue
bit
is
rough,
that-
but you know, up north when you go, like near Middlesbrough, Newcastle,
very friendly people.
it's
Man.
like you know me, like I've got beard here, and I think to myself, like going out here, like you know, I'll get dirty looks in my own area. But bro, when I go there, man, it's like fun. Like, you know, none of these are Muslims, but they don't make you feel awkward, like you know, giving you them dirty looks. You don't get none of that.
Yeah, friendly, smiling.
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
I mean, but that suits us, like good friendly conversations. But the food normally doesn't always suit the
Oh.
Southerners, bro. Doesn't go well. You know,
Oh, now
he
you
had some
just-
first-hand experiences of this,
You're
bro.
being stuck up Londoners now. Come
Bro,
on.
I'm telling you, that mission I still remember till this day. It was one of the most amazing missions for me, bro. I was hooked after that. You know, I was like, this is amazing. You know, then Usman was there, Mello was there, Murtada was there. Who else was there? You were there, I was there.
Yeah, that's it.
There's 5 of us,
yeah.
isn't it? Yes, subhanAllah. And we went, bro. We did all the Friday night. I think we did the Friday night session. Was it the Friday? The day? Yeah, it was the day
It
we
was
went
the
there.
Friday, yeah,
it was
it
the
was the
first day
Friday.
we went there, and we were hungry, so we wanted to eat something. Yeah, so we went Bradford High Street to get some food. We somehow end up in this this sort of ghost town chicken shop here, where no one was there, and God knows how long the chicken wings had been cooked for. Yeah,
No.
we all got pizza, but he was feeling some wings. Yeah.
I can't even remember.
Bro.
I don't remember the thing, but
I'm telling you, he ate the wings, bro. Yeah, he ate the wings. As soon as we walk out, we're walking back to the mosque through the park. Do you remember?
Yeah.
He just keels over, bro. He just keels over the bench and he's just throwing up on the floor.
Oh.
And we thought that was that. It's out of your system.
Yeah.
But things got weird at night, man. Why don't you tell us what happened at night, bro?
Oh,
in the evening,
man.
as the hours went by. But paint the picture, bro. I want the guys listening to this to really visualize
Bro,
the
it's,
scene. We're in the masjid.
So in the masjid, not in the main hall, there was another separate room next to the main hall, and that's where we were sleeping. And like I started getting very high temperature. I was shivering and just not feeling well at all. And like I'm speaking to these guys, I said, listen, I'm not well. So I had like my jacket on.
We didn't take him
clothes
seriously,
on.
by the way.
Yeah, these guys are
We thought
joking.
he's
They're like
thrown up,
laughing
it's
and
fine,
like,
it's out of his system. It's
and I'm
alright,
like,
young
listen,
guy.
no, I'm really not feeling well. I'm telling you now, I'm not feeling well at all. Then what happened is,
but context here, this guy was like twice the size he is, mashallah, now. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the weight loss as well, inshallah. But he was big then. Yeah,
Okay.
mashallah, he was big. And you can imagine him under a white blanket, shaking. It's like an igloo that was just vibrating, literally, bro. And he was non-stop
Snowman.
doing that. And we didn't take him seriously. And then at some point, Mello, out of everyone, Mello, yeah, he's like, bro, I don't think this guy's well. He just said it like in a very
Yeah.
cold way, yeah. And when Mello says something like that, you got to take it seriously.
Yeah.
Because he's not emotional.
yeah, he's not.
And when he says that, he's like, I think we should call the ambulance. And this was like 1 a.m. in the morning or
Yeah,
something.
1 or 2 a.m. Yeah.
So we called the ambulance. The guys
How
coming
mad
to
is this? Because on Hajj, when we went Hajj with Mello, that's what happened to him on the day of Arafat.
Oh, subhanallah.
Subhan.
We were walking. We did a paddle Hajj, the walking Hajj,
Yeah.
alhamdulillah, and we were drinking from the sides, from the fountains. You have to continuously sort of top up
Hydrate,
and drink
yeah.
water. Yeah, you have to keep hydrated because it's like 45 centigrade, and he's like, "Nah, I'm not touching that water." Being a stuck-up Londoner, right? And then, and then what happens when we got to the tents? He's just laying down, and this is when they what's that dish, that Arab dish with the lamb and everything?
Monday, yeah, everything's in.
That came out. We're just stuffing our faces. He's just there, like in a coma, shaking, just how you explained it right now.
Came around, didn't it, bro?
And then we're like,
Subhanallah.
okay, guys, he's dehydrated. So it's just like a full circle moment. Me just
Yeah,
hearing the
yeah,
story
yeah.
is just like,
So listen, imagine I'm like I'm lying on my back here, my legs are straight, and I've got the
Blanket all over him.
blanket over me, yeah, and I'm like literally like this, and I'm like,
oh,
I'm not feeling well, and these guys are laughing. So anyway, the ambulance came, yeah, so they've come inside the room now,
It's dark. They go use the torch lights. And
yeah,
stuff,
so it's dark. We don't know how to turn the lights on. They've used the torchlight, and
It's
what
what
do
ladies,
you
man.
think? What is the first thing that an ambulance crew would ask?
oh, did you take something?
What other questions? Give me 3.
Wait, did you take something? What else?
Is he alive?
Is he alive?
Is he alive? Okay.
Is he
Yeah.
breathing?
Yeah, breathing, all that, heart
Yeah.
rate, check
What's
his
his
pulse.
symptoms?
Yeah.
Bro, guess what they asked? Does he speak English?
Bro, and it's funny because the lady walked in first, and she's looking around trying to navigate in the dark with a torch, yeah, and she sees this big blanket just shaking.
I'm just imagining like she probably thought it was a ghost or something.
No,
So
but she went over. The guys are standing there. She went over. She lifts the blanket, looks, puts the blanket back over. She turns around to us. She's like, "Does he speak English?"
And I'm underneath the cover and I'm thinking, like, I'm getting angry. I'm like, is that how you're gonna treat me?
Slaudin was there as well, bro. By the way,
Yeah.
Come
He's the
on,
sixth
you
person.
had to give it to her. You guys were in Badistan of all places.
In the mosque, yeah,
that's true,
They were
actually.
probably
Yeah,
freaking out. Like, what's
yeah.
going on here, isn't it?
And then put me in the ambulance, went down to the hospital, and we were there the whole night,
A&E,
literally.
waiting in A&E, bro.
Waiting
Got
in
done
A&E and-
4 a.m. in the morning or something, bro.
And
We came out.
the sister that was checking me in, like, taking my details down, and she goes, I don't know, she asked me something like, what do you do? I said, it's not relevant right now. Just give me some medicine, make me feel better.
This was in the beginning of the mission.
And then the journey when we came back, bro, that was a whole nother level, man. It was like I was in Pakistan.
Yeah.
It was like a carry dabba. Like, for the Pakistani viewers, they will know what a carry dabba is. It's like a highest van.
Yeah.
Like, imagine a normal van, yeah, but
With
where
the
you can sit
interior
inside.
stripped out, bro.
Interior stripped out.
Nothing in there, bro. We're sitting
we
there
came back in
banging
that.
around, bro, in the back of that box, bro.
And it was a
Wow.
cab. It's not like it wasn't a cab, it was a cab. but it was just
Yeah,
battered.
missions was something else.
So you can't
man.
really blame the paramedic for saying what she said in the
Yeah, but
mosque,
bro,
right?
come on, man. That's I felt violent that day,
time's
man.
crucial, bro. Like that, asking that question is moments going by to
it's
save
true.
his life.
So
man.
what was the
It's
illness? What
literally-
was it? Just dodgy
It's
chicken
just,
wings?
food
thing?
poisoning.
Food
Food
poisoning,
poisoning.
bro, yeah.
Instantaneous food poisoning.
Bro, it
Instantaneous,
was
bro.
bad.
I thought it usually takes like 12 hours.
Bro,
for
those
me.
were
No,
some
man.
next level
It
chicken
was
wings,
just
bro. I'm
like, I
telling
think
you.
they were there for like 6 weeks. Bro.
6 weeks,
And
bro. I'm
they're
telling you.
when we were speaking to them in English, they're like, yeah, probably they're not from here, so just give it to them.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Give
To
mess
the
them up.
leftovers.
Londoners messed them up.
And he was the only one that ate the wings. So
Yeah,
alhamdulillah,
man.
we were fine.
But it wasn't even my choice of restaurant though.
Ah,
Murtaza's.
yeah, Murtaza, man.
Not to that.
Miti.
That was,
And by the way, he was the first one who taught, because you know Salahuddin, I'm sure brothers and sisters were this. Salahuddin Patel, he walked around for a couple of years with this type of rod beard
oh my,
with spikes on it. Yeah, he taught him how to iron his beard. Bro.
Ja, okay.
It came from him.
It all
It
came
was
from
during
you.
that mission. You taught him in the morning,
Yeah.
the next morning,
and
he
then
got
he's like, I'm gonna do it now.
Yeah,
That's
subhanallah.
it. I'm gonna do it. And he just
Subhanallah.
carried on.
Yeah,
But
but
he
missions,
stopped.
bro.
He stopped though. He hasn't done it for a while.
Yeah.
I'll watch the old videos and I think, Saladin, what were you thinking? And then I saw you today. I was like, I'm sure you.
But it looks
too,
different,
man.
no?
Yeah.
My one looks
Yeah, it's
different.
different. He just did something else.
It
man.
was his one is like PlayStation 2 graphics where it's like solid.
Like, it's just
3D,
it's just
yeah.
solid and it's just coming out everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but missions were
Beautiful.
special, man.
Yeah,
You know,
missions
that's where
were-
we got hooked.
Like,
alhamdulillah.
you know, missions, it was like it was really good because you go there, you meet the community, you sit down with older uncles, youngers, you know, you sit different age groups. And you know, especially the mosques that we were going to, there were a lot of old school Pakistani uncles, which, you know, honestly was so nice, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, we're always over here, you know, even though we speak Urdu, we're from Pakistan, you know, we're Pakistanis, we speak Urdu. But, you know, the enjoyment that you get out of speaking Urdu, like, we hardly get it because we're always speaking English to each
yeah,
other.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you just sit down and you know that uncle is just proper relaxed. And he says, Anji Puttar, tell me, that's menu. You know, obviously that's
And the
Punjabi,
other
but-
good thing about is it breaks the stereotype with
Yeah, it
uncles,
does.
yeah?
It
Because
does.
when you talk about they knew we were there for dawah,
Yeah.
and they loved it, bro.
Yeah, they loved
They
it.
were passionate about the dawah, bro. It's weird, but they were really passionate about the dawah, mashallah.
I'm just getting flashbacks of us in Birmingham in the masjid when you gave me that we said one of the main masajid we did a Jesus exhibition and an open day, and then the non-Muslims actually came there.
Yeah.
Mashallah, there was a talk done and everything. It was good. And then there was a sister from like a European country, and you were giving her dawah, and then this uncle just kept on interjecting into the conversation.
He
You
was
just
just
saying
like
the
non-
most random stuff like, do you know pork is haram? It's just stuff like
Just standing there saying it.
Do you know why it's
I was
haram?
like, "Sakir, bro, can you speak to the uncle?"
Yeah, I had to be like the, you know.
Yeah, but you see, that happens a
Rejection.
lot. Like,
Yeah.
I remember, like, on some of the dawah missions I went on, like, one of them, I'm not going to mention where it was, we were standing there giving dawah to this, like, they look like uni students, maybe they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and I'm chatting to them, and the girl was very, so the girl was very interested. So I'm talking to the man as well and talking to the girl, and this guy just randomly comes in and he goes, you know, hijab is fard. You know, you have to, if you revert, you have to hijab. I was like,
This guy's just
bro, like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, if they don't know about Tawheed, what are you telling them about hijab for? Do you understand? They don't know about Allah. It's pointless telling them about hijab.
absolutely, yeah, subhanallah.
Is it all upside down? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
man.
thing.
So, bro,
Priorities.
let's get back to your. We digressed a bit, but so you got involved with iERA. You're volunteering. You're doing missions. Mashallah, you did
Yeah.
several missions. You got online. You became, you know, let's put it as it was. You became very famous in the dawah circles amongst the youth.
Yeah.
Mashallah, because you had this appeal to the youth as well, which was, you know, really inspiring in a way as well. Mashallah, you did that, you know, and there was a few other brothers.
Yeah.
Brother Umar Bhatti from Scotland, mashallah.
Yeah, Abu Dawah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Musa was very young then, mashallah.
Yeah, very young.
You know, so there's a few brothers, they were doing their thing, and you, like, it was like this going for you, bro. It's like you were
Yeah.
on this upward trajectory, mashallah. You had the ability to speak, you know, very powerful communicator, confident, had, like I said, appeal the youth, you know, the youth would listen to you. You were going upwards, and then suddenly, one day, Usman's gone.
Yeah.
And no one knows where he's gone. He's just disappeared on the face of YouTube and social media. Yeah. What happened?
So just before that, you know, you mentioned how I met Mello.
Yeah.
When I was doing these street dawah, obviously I would put up small videos of myself on Facebook, and obviously he messaged me and he goes to me, look, I'll make videos. Can I shoot yours? I said, okay. I said, is it free? He goes, yeah. I said, Bismillah then. You know, I said, Bismillah, come. So that's how I met Mello. So obviously he travelled with me a lot then, obviously to like the mosque that you're talking about, you know, where I was wearing the white thobe, white hat. So he was the one who done that, and then obviously other videos as well he made. So yeah, like you said, bro, it was going all upwards. Like, you know, I've been to so many universities, Birmingham, you know, even in London, giving dawah training. Like I've gone to offices which I felt so like, wow, man, like in Canary Wharf sides, top offices where they've invited me, and they wanted dawah training done. So obviously I learned the dawah training from iERA and I was implementing it, and they used to send me on missions as well. So I used to lead some of the missions.
Yeah.
And like you said, bro, it was all going uphill. It was like, I was like, you can say on top of the world, like, you know, not literally, but do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like everything was all right. But then I read this post, and you know, unfortunately, I've been trying to find that post for the last week here, since the last time we spoke, but I just can't find it. Like I went to Google and said, you know, on Facebook, how do you find the old post? And I just still can't find it. But it spoke about young du'at, how they're in it for the fame. The intentions may not be correct, because obviously likes, shares, views, you know, it means a lot. And then it spoke about, you know, not having proper Islamic knowledge, intentions being corrupt, like I said, and obviously doing it for the like, shares, views. And what was the last thing? There was another thing. What was it? So it was intention,
Staying in your lane, and not having the correct, not having the correct knowledge to give dawah properly. Does that make sense? Tarbiyah, you mentioned.
Yeah, tarbiyah as well. I remember I went to one place and there was a student of knowledge here, and he called me Ustadh. So when I read that post, I went here to do dawah training, and he said, Ustadh. I said, that's it, bro. This is the end of the line for me. I said, no way, bro. I finished that, went home, went on.
How old were you then?
Oh man,
22, 23?
Maybe 23 or 24.
Okay.
Maximum 24.
So it's a good run, man.
Yeah, so
4 or 5
2
years.
No, it was about 2 years. The run I did for was about 2 years or so. So obviously built up a following on, like I said, Facebook, YouTube, etc. And when he said that, and I said he's a student of knowledge, and I was like, that's the end of line for me. I remember we done the dawah mission in Birmingham once, and we were sitting there with the muftis. And imagine this, like the mufti said to us that, look, your approach isn't correct, like in terms of how you do it. So we're like, all right, so we're coming at him from different angles here. And he goes, that's it, I'm going to say my shahada now. Does that make sense? Like he said, okay, you know what, you guys are right. Like, you know, your approach is good. I've understood it now. But for me, it was, when I read that post, it was a long, lengthy post. It was by Yusha Evans. And make dua for him. He's not too well at the moment.
SubhanAllah. He was on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Is it?
Yeah, we had him on, man. On the last,
oh yeah, he came.
He came
Recently.
A month ago.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's meant to meet him. But khair, it was his post, and then obviously that student of knowledge that said Ustadh Uthman. I was like, whoa, bro.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to spell that.
How easy was it, bro? How easy was it for you, after building up a huge following, being on top of your game, you know, how
it was very easy
to
for
just
me.
drop it all?
Very easy. You know why? Because I thought to myself, my intention's corrupted. What's the point of me doing it? Very simple. If my intention and I don't have tarbiyah, I don't have knowledge, what is the point of doing this?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
But it's a big thing admitting this, because look, let's face it, yeah.
Bro, before you say anything, imagine this, yeah. I'll put up a video and I'll be constant looking at it, refresh. Alright. Half an hour later, refresh. Oh, got 10 more views. Okay. Oh, it's gone up to 100,000, 8,000, 10,000. Doing it for the views, man. Come on, let's be real.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people won't admit that, and like I didn't want to admit it at that time as well. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to admit it because I always thought, you know what, I'm doing it for the sake of Allah. I'm doing it for the deen of Allah, and my intentions pure. But really and truly, they weren't. Because why do I keep checking it for?
I think Imran said, remember Imran, what did you describe it as? The social media figure idols or metric idols or something.
No,
like
the algorithm
algorithm idol. Yeah.
The new god, bro. It's a digital.
Yeah, at
ilah.
that time it didn't exist. Probably did, but
It did, but it was just in a more sort of
Now it's much worse, bro.
primitive format. Now it's like a different beast in itself.
wow.
It's
It's
crazy,
on a
man.
different level.
And this is why I think this is one of the reasons I just needed you on, bro. Because I know, look, and people know you haven't done any other podcasts, although you've been offered.
Yeah.
Countless people, mashallah, yeah.
Yeah.
And you were reluctant in doing this as well. But I just like, bro, you need to come on because this is the stuff this next generation of people getting involved in dawah need to hear. You know, because it's all, and especially now with the sort of, you know, how social media is blown up and everything, bro, and what's been justified under the banner of dawah these days, bro, it's craziness, yeah? Like you were literally involved in what you would call direct dawah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just telling and sharing the message of Islam with people.
Yeah.
And even then there was, and by the way, it wasn't only you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you took that step when you at the right time. I went through exactly the same thing, but I just kept denying it for much longer.
Yeah.
I just gave it a bit more time, but then I got to a point where it was literally affecting me psychologically and
Yeah,
emotionally, and I had to drop. And I dropped.
You know, the thing is, like, we're in like a new territory. Like this whole social media thing, it's like a new arena. Like, no, we haven't really experienced
It's
it
a new
before.
drug.
It's a new drug.
Yes.
But like how dealing with it in terms of self-doubting yourself, purifying your intentions, it's like a different level. Because before this didn't exist, right? Most of the ulama from before, they weren't like, you know, they weren't propped up as like these trophies. As
They
now.
were in their own way, but not to the global level as it can happen
Not a
today.
global level, but it would be more sort of localized, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, not how it is now. So it's just a bit. It's just we are in a new territory. So just knowing how to deal with it and all that. It's just kind of have to make it up as you go along. Really, that's
Yeah.
how it is. Or just
But-
cut it out altogether.
Yeah, and I want to get to like, and we're gonna have this discussion about okay, what advice comes from your experience of being away from the dawah, and it sounds so contradictory, but there's
Yeah.
reason behind it. But I want to really get into your psyche at the time when you just now dropped everything,
Yeah.
and you must have felt it, bro.
Yeah, I did. Obviously, like,
How were the next couple of days, next couple of
I
weeks?
was like, what do I do?
Were you depressed? Did you get
Come to-
depressed?
I think,
Or if low mood, just felt like it's all over. I don't know what to do.
I
with my
don't,
life
you know, to
anymore.
be honest, bro, I don't know if I got depressed, and I don't want to lie and say, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I was more depressed when I was overweight.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Not saying I'm skinny now, but I was really overweight. I was more depressed then, but it was like, what do I do? You know, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm not making no videos, I'm not
Yeah.
making no posts, or I'm not interacting with people, I'm not checking my YouTube or this. Like, it was just, I don't know what to do. Seriously, it just
What
came
did you
to
do
that
then?
stage.
What did you do at that point, bro?
You know,
Jump back on social media.
No, I didn't.
you
I
didn't?
took a couple of years off. Good couple of years. Maybe my Facebook, even my personal one, I deleted. Well, deactivated, not deleted. Deactivated it for a short amount of time, and I was just, you know, being around my family again. Because like I mentioned to you before, like, you know, you have a lot of brothers, and I'm not saying myself, I had a lot of brothers that give dawah, but the akhlaq, the adab at home is the worst. Does that make sense? Like, you're out there on the street giving dawah, but to your family, even if your family's not practicing, you need to give them dawah, right? Give them, you know, subtle reminders. But it was very, very difficult in terms of, it was easy deleting it, but staying on that, leaving it deleted, is very difficult. Well, deactivating, because you don't know what to do with your life then. And you're like, okay, you know what, I used to check YouTube, or has the views gone up, how many likes have I got on Facebook now, on my page, so on and so forth. It was very, very difficult, but it just came to a stage where then I started working, and then I got involved in my local masjid, you know, helping around in the masjid, and I'm an estate agent, so I work for a local imam there as a estate agent, and we just started to give different type of dawah. And the dawah wasn't street dawah, because street dawah, I felt like, because we're posting everything, we've put a foot forward, or we're taking a picture. Look, we've just taken a step towards a dawah table. It wasn't about that now. It was about what? Just our tenants, giving them dawah, just through our actions. At least they know that, what, this agency, they're people of their word. You understand? These Muslims, they're not crooks. They're not dodgy or anything like that. Bro, we've lost out, subhanAllah, a lot of money. My office has, lost out a lot of money in terms of rental income. But it was about what? It was about, what, if the person I work for, if he said something, no matter what happens, he can lose as much money, but he would stay by that word. Do you understand? So obviously we used to talk to our tenants, and alhamdulillah, like some of them, like we had all different types of tenants. Managers in Nando's, they used to come and drop off the rent road. They used to come and, like, she used to give us free, I've never been Nando's, but yeah, like stamps on it. Hey, go take free chicken, go have it. It's a free chicken. And I don't even know the price of Nando's, but I'm just saying, like, used to come give them. We just used to put it in the drawer. Probably got about 5 of them there now.
Ross, send them our way, man.
Yeah, he'll use them up.
You got Nando's, yeah. But it was just like, we're doing dawah, but it's just a different type of dawah. We're not telling anyone, which I felt more happy. I don't know the right word to use, but maybe more happy in the sense of that we're doing it and no one knows.
One less obstacle between you and your sincerity. I'm
not taking a picture and putting it online and say, oh, look, you know what, I gave a Quran to a person, put the Quran in my hand and take a picture.
Yeah, you're not risking your niyyah, the intention, or you just don't want to play with it. Whereas others can, like they're a bit more sure of themselves, whereas you just didn't want to risk it at all.
Yeah, because obviously we, like I said, mentioned, making videos, etc. Like, intention wasn't there. Even though we felt like our intention is there, but is it really there when you're looking at your phone every half an hour to see how many more likes you got or how many more views you got? Let's be real with ourselves. This is why, like, before jumping the gun and saying I'm gonna make I want to make a Facebook page, I want to make a YouTube channel, Instagram, this, that, I want to be a new Dawah superhero. But you're not gonna change the world like that, man. You might say something wrong, then you're gonna have to come out and apologize. Oh, I made this mistake. Why just not stick to your lane? Stay in your lane and just continue. Just give street dawah, but or give any type of dawah. Like I was explaining to you with my tenants, is one, or even any walk-in clients or anyone we work with. Like we have, like we work with a lot of non-Muslims. Like even the guy who cleans up our rubbish, like he non-Muslim, and we work with them, and we treat them like like they're one of us. Do you understand? We don't want them to feel like there's a barrier between, oh, we're Muslims and you're not.
You're inclusive.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, and the other type of dawah that I'm still doing is to my neighbors. And now I'm not physically going and giving them a Quran or giving them a leaflet or anything like that. Like I share this with you, and I was sharing this with you last week, that what we did was, last year when the first lockdown happened, I think it was in February, March, yeah. And I thought to myself, I was speaking to my wife and I said, look, you know what we should do? We should make a WhatsApp group with the whole road. So that if anybody needs something, because there's elderly people on our road, there's people that are young, someone might have a baby, etc. And obviously that was a full-on lockdown. So now I'm out and about still for work, and I said, you know what? Well, let's make a WhatsApp group. 2 days later, you know what happened? I get a little slip through my door. It was my next door neighbor. She said, "Oh, my name's so and so. I live at so and so. I made a WhatsApp group, and this is the link for it. This is for COVID only, you know, because of the lockdown." I thought to myself, go to my wife, you know what? I missed out on khair, you know that. Look at her. She's not Muslim. She beat me to it.
Do you think Muslims, especially involved in the dawah, have a superiority complex, thinking that the only interaction they have to have with non-Muslims is when they give them direct dawah, otherwise keep them at a distance?
Some, not all. Some.
Is that a problem?
Of course it's a problem.
Why?
Because if you think that you're going to stand there with a leaflet or you're going to have a Quran in your hand and that's the only way to give dawah, let's be real, it's not. Dawah can be through your actions. Does that make sense? You go and just speak to someone. You don't even need to speak to them about Islam. You just speak to them. Like I said, you know, we as Muslims, you know, there's one thing that we lack, but we exchange it for something else. We give sympathy, which we shouldn't give. Does that make sense? We need more empathy. We need to feel how the other person's feeling. Or maybe, you know what, just have a little chat. Like my neighbor, obviously I've got new neighbors now. Like in the morning he was like, you know, he's just, how you doing? And he's just a calm man. He's like trying to get his kids on the bike. And I said to him, I said, look, you look all right. You look stressed out. I said, do you want me to drop them? He goes, no, his car's there. But I said, do you want me to drop your kids? I don't mind. I'm going to drop mine. I'll drop yours. No problem. He goes, no, I need this bike ride. Yeah, I've just been stressed out with work, so on and so forth.
Yeah. But bro, why do you do that as a Muslim? Because I mean, if you look at that, that's what you'd call going out of your way. There's nothing in it for you.
Yeah.
Right? These two things are not what people of today are used to or practice generally.
Yeah.
Muslim, non-Muslim, generally speaking. Probably more so Muslim, unfortunately, than non-Muslims. Yeah. So this going out of your way, why do you do that? What is it about Islam and the way you're behaving with your neighbors now?
Bro, you know what? Just putting the Islam point of view to one side, yeah. I'm not disregarding that, but as we were brought up by my mum as a single parent. She has always, since I'm 31 now, so ever since I can remember, she's always put everyone else in front of her. She's gone out of her way to help people. Do you understand? Be it our neighbors, be it someone in Pakistan, or be it anybody. Like I remember, like when I was young, I was going to school, like there'll be a lady, a non-Muslim lady, she'll be struggling with her bags. She would say, go take the bags and drop her home.
SubhanAllah.
Like just randomly I was like, and I was like, why do I have to do it, man? Like, you know, I'm just like, you know, imagine someone sees me carrying bags. Do you understand? But she used to say, no, go and do it. So we're like, okay, go on then. All right. So you know that mentality that you come from, you like always putting people in front of you and always trying to help. So that was embedded in us from a very young age. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So our mum, like, obviously always taught us that, you know what, no matter what it is, however you can help the person. And obviously the deen comes into it as well. You know, the rights of the neighbors have over us. Does that make sense? So there were both elements.
Yeah.
So now look, again, like my neighbors moved in this year. Maybe in March they moved in. They went away in August, so let's say March, April, May, June, July, August. So after 5 months they were going away. They're going on a holiday. And he's come to me and he's given me his house keys. He goes, hey, here's my house keys. Can you just keep her out of my house? And I was shocked. I was like, my own family won't do that. How are you trusting me with your keys? But it was what? The relationship I built with him in the 5 months. Coming back to that WhatsApp group. So anyone, like, I'll message, I'll say, look, I'm going out. Does anybody need anything? Anything, let me know. I'll get it. You know, we got the local shop numbers and we put it on the WhatsApp group and we said, look, whoever needs anything, let us know. You know, you just call this shop up, or if you need something from somewhere else, we'll get it for you. So then obviously COVID bit like it calmed down, came out of lockdown. But what we did is then we made another group, which was just a community group for our road, but just a community group. So with that, if someone needs help, like, oh, I've got a flat tire, does anybody have a pump? Oh yeah, I have a pump, I'll come. Or my car's gone flat, does anybody have jump please? Can someone give me a jump start? Someone will turn up. Or like, listen, I've got some books. If anybody wants them, I'm putting them on my wall outside. Take them. So within like the 5 years that I've been living there, I've got to know a lot of people on my road. Obviously there are still some that I don't know, but everyone around me, like I know them, I interact with them, I like speak to them. Do you understand? Like, if try helping them as much as I can, to be honest. And that's what we need to do, bro. It's not always about like I said, it's not always about having a Quran in your hand and having a leaflet in your hand and always giving it out. It's what are you doing for your community? Now this word community, people mistaken this a lot. Like, okay, we're the Muslim community, or we're the Pakistani community, or Bengali community, or black community, white community. Community is where you live. What are you doing for your own community? You know, like, you know, in your village, like that's a community. I don't know, I can't remember the word for it, but it's, you know, your village, you're going to help your village, right?
Yeah.
So why not do it for your village, your road? Why not do it for your own community?
How important do you think all of this is for the dawah?
Bro, I'll put it this way, yeah. Imagine you go out, stand on the street for 8 hours and give dawah, yeah? And you come back and you fight and you swear and you do everything with your next door neighbor because he's parked in your spot. What's the point?
Yeah.
And they're non-Muslim.
SubhanAllah.
Think of it that way.
Because this is a powerful message, man. And I don't know about you, Saqib, but like it lays the foundations, bro. Right? Because how many times, bro, even on dawah tables, when you're on a dawah table, how many times you speak to a non-Muslim who is friendly with you, is interested in Islam, not because they talk to you for the first time as a Muslim, but because they've had positive experiences with Muslims in the community. It happens all the time, bro. It happens all the time. Like, I've seen so many cases. Yeah, I know about Islam. Well, you got, oh, you got the Quran. Can I have a Quran? Like, yeah, you interested? You know, yeah. Like my neighbor, you know, he talks to me, or my, you know, my colleague talks to me, and they've told me about Islam. There's always been a positive interaction before somewhere in their life, which has led to them now having a good experience with the brothers on the table. So this is laying the foundations, and we need to do this as a community.
100%. And this is what I was speaking to you about last week. I said, you know what? This type of dawah is very effective. Yeah. Very effective. You know, like, everyone knows me on my road. They know that, you know what, if we need something, we're going to ask him. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, we'll put it in the group and he'll be the first person. Like, there's a lady that lives on my road. She's very old. She lives by herself, and, you know, she's not mentally fully there, and she locks herself out quite often. And I'm not a builder, bro. So I've got a lot of builder friends. I've called them. I said, look, the police has come down, and they're like, look, we know her. This always happens, etc. And I remember it was raining that day, and I just literally just woke up and I saw a message in the group. And again, I'm not here to expose my good deeds, but I'm just trying to explain to everyone that's going to watch that how important it is to be involved in your own community. You know, so I've taken that couple of tools. I've called up my friend, I've FaceTimed him, showing him, listen, he goes, all right, you know, take this off, and then that way you get in, etc., so on and so forth. So I'm like, okay. So now the lady's like, you're going to damage my door. And obviously she doesn't know what she's saying, but she keeps repeating the same thing. The officer's like, look, we need your go-ahead for him to open the door. Does that make sense? Yeah. And anyways, after about 15 minutes, she said, okay, yeah, go and do it. So now I've opened it, she's gone in. So the police officer's there like, what'd you do it for? He asked me. He's like, non-Muslim. He goes, what? Like, and you got somewhere to be, don't need to do anything. I said, she's my neighbor, man. She's got right over me. Yeah. She's an old lady, she needs to be in her house. It's raining at the moment. So, like, this is what I said to you the other day as well. I said, look, you know what? We definitely need to work on our communities. You know, make an impact. Because you know what it is? They might not become Muslim. Maybe, inshallah, we make dua to Allah. Like, you know, the dua I make, yeah? Whenever, like, even for Ronaldo, yeah? Ronaldo, CR7, yeah?
Yes. You're a Man United fan?
United fan, bro. Alhamdulillah. United fan, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah.
Allah guided me. But you know one dua I'll make for him? That he becomes Muslim.
He said inshallah on a live stream, and he's good friends with Khabib and
Yeah.
other Muslim sportsmen. So yeah, he's.
But I think the best dua that you can make for a Muslim, that Allah guides them to Islam.
that's the only dua, really.
Like, look at my next door neighbors, and they're so nice, bro. Like, would you trust your next door neighbor and leave their house key with them? No. But like I'm going away next month. I've got a deployment to go to, a charity deployment, and I met him today. He goes, look, if your family needs anything, listen, I'm next door. Knock on the door, and I'll get it for them. No problem. And another way we give dawah is, everyone's there's a way to get to everyone's heart is via food. So my mum makes a lot of Asian food, curries, etc., so on and so forth. And my mum's a 10 out of 10 cook.
MashaAllah.
So obviously, my next door neighbours get the food as well, and they're really happy with that, bro.
SubhanAllah. So look, there's a lot to digest there, yeah, mashallah,
Yeah.
for people. Yeah,
I talk a lot. Huh?
But here's the thing. So you were involved. So you went off social media, and hopefully it's broadened people's horizon that that's not the only dawah.
Yeah.
You were involved in dawah, yeah, mashallah, in just a different way.
Yeah.
That brought you fulfillment, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, then why did you end up with a weight problem?
Oof. You really want to go
Because
through that
you
now?
gained because you were always a bit heavy set, mashallah, yeah.
Yeah.
But when you were in the dawah where we were aware of you and you were around us,
Yeah.
you didn't keep, you didn't get any, gain any more weight. But the majority of weight gain happened after that.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit perplexed now. You're fulfilled now on one level, but yet you're gaining weight. What's
Yeah.
going on?
It's okay. You could blame the iERA brothers. When I first started, mashallah, I was okay. I was in
Yeah, he
really
was like
good shape.
75
And then
kilos, bro.
These lots are a very
And now
bad
he's just
influence.
popped a bit.
Let's go eat here, eat this.
You
fried
know,
food and
I don't even know, man. It's just like, I'll run through it very quickly because I think it's going to take a lot of detail for me to explain.
Yeah, the reason I asked this
Yeah.
is because you would probably expect me to ask you how did you lose the weight and much of
Yeah,
your
yeah.
journey, but I think it's more important to why did it happen in the first place.
it was just not caring. Like I remember in 2013, I was 126 kg. In 2 months, I went down to 103. Strict diet.
Yeah.
I went to, I'll plug them in as well, 313 Fitness Studio in East London. And mashallah.
Does Musa train with them?
No, Musa's from here,
He's
man.
from the other
But
side,
yeah, he knows the brothers there anyway. Imran. I trained with them. I lost amazing amount of weight, about 23 kg in 2.5 months. I went away, and obviously when I've come back, I've tried to get into it, and I couldn't. I tried a lot, but I couldn't. Then obviously just not doing no exercise, no nothing, and I was like, okay, you know what, don't worry, this still fits me, so I'm alright. And then it just carried on and on and on, and then got married, and obviously just carried on and
Marriage
on.
went on.
You know what it is? It's a bit wrong, man. We always, like, my mum actually cusses me for this. My mum goes, you know what, since you got married, you thought, you know what, Chala, I'm married now. Let loose.
That's what
Let
most
loose.
brothers do. You know,
Let
Sabur
loose.
had his moment as well when he
Yeah,
got
I
married, bro.
know.
He turned into a bit of a lollipop, mashallah. Let me explain. Bro, it's funny because he would just be, we called him the hobo.
Yeah,
Because you
he said
remember
that
when you
name.
bought him the shoes
Yeah,
and he would wear these Lonsdale shoes, yeah.
With holes
and he still
underneath.
wears them. He still wears them today, bro. He still got a new pair, yeah.
I hid them the other day.
Yeah,
Did you find them?
he's what you call the typical hobo, yeah. Meaning, he just simple. One t-shirt, two t-shirts,
Very
jeans. Has his, his table's all a mess. But that's how he functions, yeah. He's very clear. But when he got married, mashallah, he started to change wear new clothes every day, colored t-shirts,
Why?
pink jumper, purple jumper, orange jumper, and he started gaining weight.
Yeah.
And he told you, he was like, yes, everyone gains weight after marriage. I didn't gain too much weight after marriage.
Alhamdulillah.
Don't know about you. What's gonna happen, bro?
All I know is when I used to do the circuit training with the brothers, and then there'll be one guy, he'll join and he'll be there for like a few months solid because he wants to get prepped for his marriage, whatever it is.
And then he's gone.
And then he disappears, and then we say, yeah, laters. This guy, he's gonna come back, and he's gonna come back like
After a year, like a balloon.
yeah, like a Teletubby or something like that.
Yeah.
Just
So yeah, and then what happened is
So
like
you gain more weight after marriage.
So I gained more weight, and then in 2017, I thought, you know what? Because I used to play a lot of football in 2013, 14, and maybe early 15. Like I used to go a couple of times a week, and then I thought, you know what? I can go again. In 2017, I went with a couple of brothers to play, and subhanAllah, we played for like hour and 25 minutes, and literally 5 minutes left. I remember looking at my time. There's 5 minutes left, and nothing even happened. No one tackled me. No nothing. I turned, my foot jammed, and it went pop pop, and I just dropped. So I tore my ACL on my left knee.
That's quite a bad injury, isn't it?
Yeah.
It takes time healing.
No, that's
Yeah.
ACL's bad.
Yeah. So then what happened is I went to hospital, etc. They sent me back home, sent me for physio, MRI, etc. They told me what happened, and they said, look, we can't do it. We can't do a keyhole on you, operation on you. And I'm like, why? They're like, because you're overweight. So if we do it, it's gonna collapse again. So we can't do it. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do now, man? So you know, that mentally just finished me. It just finished me. Then I just started putting on more and more weight, and like,
So with the injury.
with the injury, yeah. And subhanAllah, you know what's actually really sad, bro? Like, you know, people, they, you know, if Allah's blessed you with good health, yeah, thank Him. Thank Allah for it. You know, the sujood that you do on the floor, thank Allah, because there's many people in the world that can't do it.
Mm.
It's been 4 years that I sit on the chair and pray. 4 years. You know, and I've said to myself, inshallah, like I even try now to get on my knees and, you know, pray, but it just hurts too much.
So is the pain still there?
The pain's still there, yeah. So when I would sit on the floor, I'll try, and I'm like, can't do it, I'll have to sit back on the chair.
What if they said they're going to do the surgery
Well,
now? Or?
not yet, but obviously I need to lose a bit more weight. I haven't even gone back to them. Once I get to a certain weight.
Because Masha, you've lost a lot, bro.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
How much total have you lost?
About 51 kg.
51. And how long?
About 5 months. 5
Bro,
months.
weight loss is one of the most difficult things to do. Yeah.
May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, 6 months, sorry.
So how did you keep yourself going, motivated to do that?
Bro, it got to a stage where, like, I just couldn't do nothing at all.
You were depressed
I couldn't.
as well, right?
I was depressed. Like, I went to commit suicide. I mean, I remember when I was going on, like, when I would travel with my family to, like, I went to Pakistan last year. I was so glad that my son is 3 years old.
Mm.
The reason why, because he gets his own chair, so I can
Subhanallah.
lift up the armrest and take some of his chair, and, you know, get extender, put my belt on, so on and so forth. But, you know, when I was big, I was like 166 kg, bro. 166 kg.
That's big, man. SubhanAllah.
Very big.
How tall are you? 5'11"?
5'8",
5'10"?
no, 5'8". And
I have a friend who's 185 kg.
who? Oh, you have a friend?
Yeah.
Well, I'll make it easy for him.
I mean, I saw him.
How tall is he?
He's around the same height as me.
That's
5'10".
a lot of weight for that height.
I
man.
know. And it's just like, I saw him. I was thinking, I'll give him advice before he jumps on Instagram lives. I'll sort of like, I'll cuss him a bit. I'll say, oh,
That's wrong.
Not cuss him a bit, but we tried everything. We've gone up to him, nasiya, gentle advice. That doesn't work. And then you have to change it up. Cussing him, that doesn't work. So like, Uthman, give us some advice. How, like, this guy is just like,
Bro, you know what it is? Maybe you need to come at it from a different angle, man. Like, in terms of, you know, I remember, like, my mates, they used to cuss me and, you know, make a laugh and a joke, etc. Like, I'll have my thobes on, they'll be like, oh, what, do you want your bed sheet again?
yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, they'll make jokes like that. And, you know, it doesn't matter how happy the person looks. It doesn't matter. Like, I used to have a fake smile on my face. No one, if I'm coming out now and saying, look, I was depressed, no one would know I was depressed. I'm around people of knowledge. I'm around practicing brothers, and it was all fake. I'm telling you now, it was all fake. My smiles, my laughter, everything was fake. I was depressed. There was times where I just wanted to, you know, commit suicide. And I was like, I'm done. Because you can't sit down. You can't lie down. You can't fit in clothes. You can't wear decent clothes. I was going to Tesco and Asda, wearing Tesco and Asda clothes for the last 5 years, bro. I'll get one tracksuit, I'll get it like 4 times or 5 times. The colour goes and I'll go back and get it again. It's honestly, wallahi, it's really, really sad, bro. You know that.
Well, you comfort eating, obviously, right?
You know, before I never used to eat a lot, but then, you know what, I did start comfort eating. I did. And that's where it just went from there to there very quickly. I started comfort eating because I thought to myself, not thought to myself, but I was in that phase where, what do I do? Nothing. Let me just eat. Let me eat 2 burgers, have a big portion of chips, have 2 drinks, just eat it. What are you gonna do? What's gonna happen? You're gonna die in it. But this weight issue is a big issue, bro. And you know what? You know, not a lot of people would admit it that are overweight. They will never admit it to you that we are depressed, but they are. They might not know it because I never knew at that time that I was like this as well. But now I'm like, I used to have these thoughts. I was like, why? Why did I used to say, you know what, I'm gonna commit suicide? You know, like I've got 2 young kids. I could not do nothing for them. Couldn't do nothing for them. You know, I had to go buy a bigger car because I needed more space.
SubhanAllah.
You know, everything, bro, everything it affected everything. Like my neighbor, he lives a couple of doors down, he's a Brazilian guy. He goes, oh, you know what, it's good you lost a lot of weight. He goes, you know what, I used to pray for you. Imagine him, he's saying this, because I used to pray for you when I used to see you, because you used to struggle to walk. When you used to park your car and you used to walk home, you used to struggle to walk.
SubhanAllah.
So again, coming back to that point where, you know what, Muslims, we need empathy with each other. You don't know what the other person's going through, definitely need empathy.
Yeah, and people, especially when you're overweight, it's hard enough as it is, and then when people say stuff, and it happens in every community, man, they'll say stuff to you, little jokes, little things, you know, and they don't realize the damage it may be doing.
Yeah,
you know?
they don't. It hurts, bro. It hurts. Like I used to get it. I used to get cussed, and it wasn't nice, bro. Like, I'm a grown man. Like, I would go home and I would sleep upset. When I would go to sleep, I'll be really upset because I'll be fed up. I'll be fed up with this life. So what do? I can't do sujood on the floor. It's the closest point that the closest that to Allah that you are, but I can't do that. Then I've got people around me, or not even other people, just people being judgmental, saying, look, you know what, he's XYZ, look how big he is. You know, do we really want to take him out? Or do we really want to do this? It's honestly,
he's done it to himself, sort of thing.
Yeah. But now, not in an arrogant way, but now that I've lost weight, I have a lot of people messaging me this, that, oh, come bro, let's meet up. Where were you 6 months ago? Where were you 7 months ago?
So how do you get yourself out of the vicious cycle?
For
being, like, you know, to get yourself back on track. What was it?
You know, there was many things, man. There was many things. Like, again, sujood is one. My kids are very young. My kids 4 and 2. One's going to be 3 this month, so he's going to be 4 and 3, yeah. Like, I can't, my kids want me to run around with them, play football, or just go out with them. You know, maybe take them Legoland, maybe take them here, there. Can't walk. What am I meant to do? I go to the supermarket and I get tired. So I just came to a stage where I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore, man. I can't, because imagine this. Imagine, listen to what I'm about to say here. Imagine this. I used to think that if I'm going to drop my son off to school, his classmates would see me and bully him. Oh, your dad's fat. Your dad's overweight. Your dad can't walk. What would happen to him?
SubhanAllah.
He would end up
Resenting you.
Thank you. Did I want that? No. So I had to make the change. I had to do it. I had no other option. Either I was going to die, like I was explaining to you guys, that I would get my family around. Like when I used to get a lot of chest pains, a lot. And I've been to the hospital many times, done the ECG, the whole lot. And I used to get my chest pain. I used to call my family around. I would hold their hand and say the Shahada. And, you know, I start telling them, look, this person owes me this and this, that, you know, the whole lot. You know, typical Pakistani, what they do. But that was very close. It wasn't my time to go any of them times. Maybe if I get to my goal weight, the day I get to my goal weight, maybe Allah takes me then. Do you understand? But at that time wasn't my time to go. So I didn't go. But it's very important, man. If anyone's overweight, wallahi, if anyone's overweight and they're listening to this, you know what? Take care of yourself. Honestly, take care of yourself. And you know what? Start. Forget about all these amazing diets and, you know, go on a diet plan. Listen, I've lost 51 kg. I'm getting people messaging me, I'll give you a diet plan. Give you 50% off. Why? I don't need it. The advice that I would give is just change what you're eating. Cut out the main stuff. Sugar, fizzy drink, crisps, chocolate, you know, bread, naan, so on and so forth. Like I was telling you guys, I haven't even eaten. The sandwich is there. And what did I say to you when I opened it? I said, someone have the second half. Have half of the sandwich because I know I'm not going to finish it.
Nah,
I had half of the sandwich.
The one that shocked me out is non roti salin, man.
Yeah, I don't eat roti salin anymore. Funny enough, my mum
mom
used to say to me, look, you need to stop eating. Now she's like, put that to eat. I was like, Mom, I don't want to eat, man. I don't feel like eating.
SubhanAllah.
Yeah.
So look, you know, wallahi, this is a general advice for everyone, yeah? That if you see someone that is overweight, have empathy towards that person. Help him as much as you can. Don't think to yourself, you by cussing him or making jokes about him, it's going to resolve anything. No, it's not. Because he's already depressed. You don't want the news to come that tomorrow, you know what? Headline news, oh, so-and-so has taken his life. He committed suicide. What are you going to do then? Oh, man. I shouldn't have cussed him, you know that. Allah forgive me for it. You know? Or I shouldn't have said this to him. May Allah forgive me for it. I wonder what he was going through. Was he possessed? All these thoughts are going to go in your mind. And the reason why I'm just talking about being overweight, like I said to you, always stay in your lane. Do you understand? And I'm not saying like, bro, I've done a PhD in health and this, on losing weight, etc. I'm just talking about my own experience.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you like I know so much, bro. I've read 10 books, 15 books. No, I haven't. But I'm just telling you from my own experience.
Yeah, and experience is priceless, bro. There's nothing like experience.
And if you have anyone, bro, I'm telling you now, if you have anyone that needs to lose weight, you just need to go to them, sit with them and say, look, you know what? You know, first week, let's cut out the fizzy. Let's take it slowly.
This guy, he drinks 2 liters of Fanta in one sitting.
Even I couldn't do that.
Do I know who you're speaking about?
Nah,
it's not Yusuf.
No.
Okay.
Yusuf's lost, mashallah, he's lost loads of weight.
Yeah, but he deliberately...
He's done really well. He's like
Sure.
crazy 160 kilos. Now he's like 100. He's done really well, mashallah.
Yeah, so I was 166, I'm 115 now.
Very similar to you. He's
same
big.
height. Same height as well.
But now this guy, 100. I just heard this yesterday. He, in one sitting, he'll drink 2 liters of Fanta. So he's just different level.
Yeah, that's scary, bro, man. That's actually scary. That is like I said, bro, just slowly, bro, I didn't go gym for 4 months. I lost majority of the weight, just dieting. I didn't go gym. Only started gym in September.
Also, I remember when Hamza used to say this. He used to like make it a point. He used to say, especially to the du'at, say like, what sort of dawah are you giving when you approach a non-Muslim, saying this is the way of life, you know, you need to follow Islam, and you're standing there with your belly out, looking like Father Christmas. It's like visually, it's like who are you to like tell me how to live my life? You need to sort yourself out.
You know, Hamza was quite heavy at points.
I know. He fluctuates.
Especially when he did the Olympics, that was their training.
But he was big. He was nice.
Yeah, he was built. He had some muscle.
He gets hinged though. But I mean, there's some guys. It's just like it's just full on. Do you understand? So it is. It's not good dawah.
I mean, you have to know, but you have to do it for yourself first and foremost, bro. Because I was really overweight in school as well, bro. I was like over 118 kilos, and I was in my like high school, bro.
Bro, I'll tell you the funniest thing, yeah. So we're doing a live appeal. Me and another brother, we're sitting on one of the channels. We're doing a live appeal, yeah. We've sent out messages to everyone, and I'm quite big at that time. And the brother was quite big. He's always smaller than me, but he was quite big. So he sent it out to his family. His mum sent it out to her contacts. And we're raising for food parcels, food packs.
Oh my God.
Subhanallah.
I
And
know
what
what
do
the
you
joke
think
is.
happened?
Everything happened, bro.
Bro,
Came
his
in.
mum's friend annihilated us, finished us off. She goes, look at the size of these lot. And they're raising for food packs. Time to cut down on food themselves. And after that, I said, listen, I'm not going on TV again, man. I'm not going on TV again.
Subhanallah.
And bro, you know what is, like, another thing that just came into my mind. Your confidence level, it goes. It finishes. Like, me sitting here took a lot. Imran knows this. Like, even when I met him, first I was like, maybe being a diva and saying, no, I don't want to come. But it wasn't me being a diva. Confidence levels is just finished
Subhanallah.
when you're overweight, man. So,
And I know you're someone that had a lot of confidence,
Yeah.
mashallah, a lot of confidence, bro. So, bro, let's bring this to a closure now. Yeah, subhanallah, you left the dawah. You're 21, 22 years old. Now you're 31 years old. It's been a decade, literally. Yeah, not left. So let me correct that. You didn't leave the dawah. You left the online social media stuff.
Yeah,
you were carrying on the dawah.
2014 or so, 13, 14.
Is there a comeback online for you from a dawah perspective?
No, I wouldn't. And the reason why is because what I feel like I'm doing, and again, like, I don't want anyone watching this saying, look, you know, he's exposing his good deeds and so on and so forth, etc. The dawah that I'm doing, I feel like it's very effective because I'm not putting it on social media.
Yeah.
I don't need likes, I don't need shares, I don't need X, Y, Z. So the grassroots dawah that I'm doing to my community, I think I'm happy with that because people are benefiting in terms of, like, their perspective of Islam is changing. Do you understand? Like, you know, they always, you know, people watch the news, man, and it's just like, bro, why are you watching the news for, man? Like, you're listening to X, Y, Z, and they're always going to be bashing Islam. Like, I always say, like, I've said this from day one, that if you want to get famous or if you want to make money, criticize Islam, bro. Money would start rolling in.
Rolling in, yeah.
you write a book
Because it's the Muslims that are going to give you the most views.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Just, oh, what did he say? And then, oh, it's just gone. Everyone's just gone crazy.
Yeah.
But I think, again, like I said this to you as well, I said, you know what, the brothers at iERA, they need to implement this in terms of dawah to your community. It's very, very important, man. Like I mentioned before, you can't go stand at a dawah store for 8 hours, come home and start swearing at your next door neighbor because he's taking your parking spot or whatever the case is.
You park up in front of the house when you're running late for
Good
Salah
luck,
and
bro.
you block them in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
stuff. It's
That's
another
a classic.
topic
So
itself.
I like I'm saying, man, like I personally wouldn't. I'll carry on.
So if you're not okay, so you're not gonna. Look, you don't need to. Mashallah, the stuff you're doing, everyone has. You know, Allah's
Like
gonna utilize
like
you in
the
some way.
masjid I'm involved in. Like, we started the food bank as well.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. The reason why we stopped it now because everything's open, etc. So we didn't write on the food bank Muslims only. Said it doesn't matter what race, what color, what religion you are, come. That's a form of dawah as well, bro.
Mashallah. And that's needed, bro. And to be honest, it'll be wrong if anyone tries to stop you doing that and get you to do something else,
Yeah.
because no one else is. Well, not many people are
Yeah.
doing what you're doing. So may Allah increase you and keep you going.
Ameen.
Yeah, inshallah.
Ameen.
So you're not gonna forget the online stuff.
Yeah.
If we ever, bro, go back to Bradford. If we ever go
I've
back
actually
to
been to that
Bradford-
masjid a few
For a
times
mission.
after that.
You have, yeah?
Yeah, for collections. Yeah,
Mashallah. But if you go and say, do you remember that chicken you ate there?
Oh, bro.
Each time
I
you go
go
there.
past that place, I was like, no way, man. Never.
Never again. Would you come with us again on a mission?
Yeah, I would. I probably would.
Inshallah.
I probably would, inshallah, man.
We should
It's-
definitely do it, bro, again.
Yeah, I honestly, I actually would. But again, like, alhamdulillah, right now I have control over myself in terms of I don't need to post everything.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Like, I have control over that. At that time, I didn't. It's that, you know, when I was trying to look for Yusha Evans' posts, yeah. So obviously I'm going through a lot of stuff. First, what I did, I scrolled all the way up to 2015, yeah, and my app crashed, and I was like, oh my god, do you know how long it took me to scroll up?
SubhanAllah.
So then I googled it, and then it told me I had to put the date in, etc. But I saw a lot of old posts that I used to do. Oh my god, I've just spoken to someone on the train, and you know, the conversation went very well, and they left with a smile. Like, oh my god, I've just spoken to 3 people at work. Alhamdulillah, they're very interested in Islam. Make dua for them. Actually, I'll tell you another story. Place I used to work, alhamdulillah, the sister, where we used to work, we had our own group. Do you understand? So it was me, two Muslim brothers, and there was a non-Muslim sister that used to work with us. And so my supervisor was my friend, the main guy, yeah. So I started slowly giving dawah to her, etc. And I used to give her, I've given her Quran, books, etc., so on and so forth. Alhamdulillah, she's married my supervisor and she's become Muslim.
SubhanAllah.
So it's about, and again, I didn't take a picture or say, oh my God, Allahu Akbar, put the finger up like this, put a pose.
Yeah, you know what I mean? For those, bro. You used to do those.
Yeah, I used to. I'll be honest with you, but
that's not gonna be our thumbnail. You know that?
No.
Yeah, it's gonna be the thumbnail.
There's gonna be some pictures in this ReRooted episode of yourself.
Yeah, I know. You said to me you're gonna try to find the videos. You won't find them, bro. I've deleted.
We'll look for them, bro. We have some experts on the.
I know, it was pretty hard.
Yeah, I told you, bro. Funny enough, there was a video I made of Ali, yeah, and I was telling you that
the sandbox.
he had a no argument with me, but a disagreement. He's like, bro, why'd you delete it for? You shouldn't have given it to me. You should have given it to me. I would have put it up on my YouTube. I was like, no, I don't want it. Just delete it. Just completely finished.
SubhanAllah.
And I was like, that's it. That's the end of it. So now, alhamdulillah, like I said, I wouldn't mind going again on a dawah mission. It doesn't, because I have control over myself on what I post. At that time, I didn't. Everything I did, oh my God, I'm walking to the stall. Take a picture, put it up. Oh my God, finger. Everything, bro, I used to put up. And I think the intention wasn't right, man. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always keep us sincere in what we do.
I mean,
because if sincerity is not there, the good intentions not there, then
that's it. Nothing.
What's the point of it?
So, bro, look, let's wrap up on this, yeah. And we'll try to do this with every guest. For the next generation of people or brothers and sisters involved in the dawah, what 3 pieces of advice would you give them from what you've learned from your experience of the past, say, decade or so?
Number 1 would be tarbiyah, knowledge, and teacher. That would all come into one. Yeah. Definitely get yourself a teacher, trustworthy teacher. Like my teacher, it's not that I attend his classes. He doesn't do classes. It's not that I sit down and I'm writing notes. This man is a walking, talking sunnah.
MashaAllah.
Do you understand? Everything he does, Allahu Akbar, obviously he's a human, he can make mistakes. I'm not saying that. But everything I learnt from him and where I am today is because of him. Everything. Because I've been with him for the last 7 years. The person he's molded me into, just by being around him, I'm sitting with him and we're like, Ustadh, I'll ask him a question. He'll answer. No, there's no issue. But he's dealing with people. He's speaking with people. The way he's walking, the way he's talking, the way, salah time, we close our office, we're going to salah, coming back to the office, going back to salah, coming back. Everything I got from this person in the last 7 years. That's number 1. Number 2, intentions always have to be correct. When you get into this social media, you want to be a dawah superhero, it's the most difficult part, man. Because your intentions to stay clean is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. And the person that's gone through it, and I openly admit that, at that time I was in denial and I was like, no, I was doing it for the sake of Allah. But when I look back now, I think to myself, why was I checking my phone every half an hour? How many likes have I got? How many shares have I got? Do you understand? So intention, it's very, very important. And when it comes to dawah itself, work on your communities. Work on your neighbors. Because that's your community. Work with them, help them, and do whatever you can. If there's a person on your road that thinks negative about Islam, change their mindset. Just by talking to them. Or just by always being there to say, look, I want to help. And sorry, I've got another story. I told too many stories.
No, go for it, bro.
One night, my son, when he was born in 2017, and this was maybe in it's winter, so maybe October, November, before I done my knee, there was a car, the alarm was going off. And now the alarm, like this alarm, just, it was not stopping because the alarm is linked to another battery or something along them lines. My mate was telling me, yeah. So I've called him up now. Anytime I have a problem, I call him up. Harris, he's an older brother to me. So I call him up and say, Harris, what shall I do, man? Tell me. He's like, you can't do X, Y, Z. So I'm like, oh man. So now one or two other neighbours have come out and they're like, what shall we do? I'm like, what can we do, man? So now we've called the police. They're like, we can't do nothing. We've called the what do you call it, council. There's no response from them. So like, we have to open the car now. Do you understand? Because why? Because everyone is getting disturbed. There's newborn babies, not just mine. There was my next door neighbour's newborn baby. There was like elderly people on our road, and wallahi bro, the car alarm was very loud and we listened to it for at least hour and a half. So like, what do we do now? So we had like, I think they were like Polish or Lithuanian gentlemen. They've come out and they're like, look, what should we do? I said, the only thing we can do is open the car, you know, open it somehow and then cut off the alarm. What else can we do? So the guy's like, do you know how to open it? I said, of course I don't. What am I meant to do? So now I said, look, there's one idea I have in my mind, but I don't know if it would work. The way to open the car, pull back the door a bit, and you know where the lever is to open the door, get like a hanger, open it like that. I said, that's the only thing I can think of. We done it. We opened it, opened the bonnet, and we're like, so I'm like, listen, shall I cut the wire? He goes, that's not going to do nothing because it's connected to another battery, etc. I was like, what should we do then? So now these guys, they've come out, they've bring so many towels, and we as a community, like, like, tried to drown the noise. Yeah. And alhamdulillah, we did, because no one was sleeping, bro. No one was sleeping. My neighbors were awake, their kids were crying, like everyone just very disturbed. But what we did as a community, even though there was only 3-4 of us, we come out and we done something about it. So everyone gets to sleep peacefully. Now imagine I didn't do that and I didn't think, okay, look, let's go out and let's try doing something. All night that would have gone on. All night. So my third advice would definitely be is, look, work with your community. Work with them, help them wherever you can. You know, there might be people that are depressed. Help them as much as you can. And obviously, Islam, like, don't judge Islam by Muslims. Do you understand? Because Islam's perfect, Muslims aren't. And no, you don't always have to that straight away give them a Quran. Like, I really, like I was mentioning this to you, I really want to give a Quran to my next door neighbours, but I just feel like it's a bit too early. Does that make sense? That even though the lady, her family are like somewhat Muslims from Malaysia, but I just feel like, you know, the dawah that I'm doing, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it's very effective. Like the guy said to me this morning, we got flowers for your mum. She always cooks for us. We got her flowers, but you guys are not home, so we want to come over and give her flowers. So work on your community, man. Street dawah, amazing. It's amazing. But like I mentioned again and again, you can't be standing at a store for 8 hours and coming home and fighting with your neighbours.
You have to do both. You have to supplement it.
Yeah, 100%. But like for myself, and social media is just like, bro, man, social media is just next level, man. It's fake. It's so fake, bro. Like, you go on Instagram and you look at people and they're driving big cars and they might not even have petrol to put inside. And, you know, they're just living the life. They're living the life. But do you think they're really happy? And remember, if someone's got a big following, that doesn't mean they're famous or X, Y, Z. The local imam doesn't know them. Does that make sense? And a lot of these big accounts, they've got fake following. Ghost followers. So don't always think that, you know what, we need to be like this person. No. Don't ever think of that, you know what, I want this many followers, I want this many followers, I want this, I want that. You know what, just be who you are. Let your local imam know your name. And you know what, take it from there, man.
Jazakallah khair, bro. That's a
Barakallah
brilliant episode.
feek.
May Allah bless you.
I mean,
Anything else, Saqib?
Nah, I'm good. Jazakallah khair, Ustadh Imran.
No problem, bro. I thought it
Ustad
was supposed to be
Imran.
Sheikh Scholar and you just demoted me right now.
No, but
Anyway,
Jazakallah
brothers and
khair for
sisters,
having me on, bro. It's,
may Allah bless you, bro. May Allah accept this, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
Ameen.
allow for the people that watch this to benefit from
Ameen.
the words that have been shared today, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, that's it for today. We'll join you next week on another episode of ReRooted. Assalamu alaikum.